different guests on today, but first of which is the Christian Brothers High School basketball coach, Mr. Bubba Luckett, and his son, Brad. John?
Yeah, without further ado, first of all, guys, welcome to the show. Appreciate everything y'all do for the city of Memphis and high school basketball in general, first of all. I just want to say welcome to the show and thank y'all for everything that y'all do, first of all.
Thank you. Thank you for having us. Happy to be here.
Wes, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, so I did doing a little bit of research on y'all. I realized that Bubba was you played at Christian Brothers High School from 1975 to 1979, correct?
Correct. Yep.
And also, Brad, you played there from 2004 to 2008. So that leads me to my first question. What does it feel like to get a chance to come home and coach your alma mater as adult, Brad?
It's a lot of fun. Obviously I played for my dad and now I'm getting to work with him at a school I love that I grew up at. I've spent more time at the school than any place I've called home. So basically born and raised at this school, and it's a great chance to be able to give back to it and work with my dad and hero and best friend. It's a lot of fun.
Bubba, what does it feel like to have a chance to like I asked Brad, play at your alma mater, but I mean also just be a legend there as well?
Well, I don't know about being a legend here, but I, like Brad, love the school, and it's been an honor to have a chance to come back and give back to the school that provided me with a great education and prepared me to move on in basketball. And this is not what I really planned on doing in life. I got a business degree and I had a chance to come here right when I graduate, and I thought I'd wean myself out of the gym. And 38 years later, I'm still doing that. It's been that much fun to come here every day, and having Brad with me has made me even more energetic and enjoying the ride that we've had with good players and good teams over the years.
Go ahead, John.
Coach Luckett, Bubba Luckett. This is your 31st year, correct?
That's correct. As the head coach, 38, I was an assistant before that. I've been here a long time, but 31 as a head coach.
Yeah, so this is, to me, you are a legend in Christian Brothers history and in the city of Memphis and the TSWA Hall of Fame before it's definitely all said and done. You get over 600 career wins under your belt. I just want to say congratulations on that, since I haven't really seen you since last year due to COVID.
I know
whatnot. I want to congratulate you on that.
Thank you.
So basically, last year y'all fell a little bit short in the semifinals of Knoxville Catholic. Talk about this year's team just a little bit in general. I know y'all are off to a hot start, 12-0. Y'all play Bartlett again next Tuesday. I'm not trying to diss you because I'm a Bartlett alum.
I know you are.
I know, but so talk about this year's team in general.
We're really excited about the group we have. We think we have a really good team, but we also know that anybody could beat us on a given night. But we're very balanced. I'm really proud of our defense. I mean, people give us credit for some of the offensive things that we do, but I think that some of our biggest wins have been a result of our defense. The guys have really bought into the importance of the defensive side.
And I'll add, offensively, we really share the ball. We take pride in checking out our team total assists after each game. And normally it's something like 25 assists on 31 made baskets. And our guys are happy to share it with each other. And it's really fun to watch. No egos. They're all happy and having fun. Obviously, winning helps with that. But they're also sharing the ball and enjoying each other's company. So it's been a good year.
Let me throw this in real quick. It's kind of funny. My former assistant told me this and identified this. I was a scorer as a player, and I was not known for great defense. It's reversed as a coach. I'm a real proponent of defense. My son always had to defend the opposing team's best player. He was a defensive player, and a lot of our offense is his stuff. So we kind of switch sides from player to coach. It's really kind of interesting, but that's how we kind of complement each other.
Oh, go ahead, John.
Yeah. I was going to say, they made an interesting point because in years past and this year, I've been watching a little bit of film on this year's team. but they do share the ball pretty well. They take their time and spread the court, and they take their time. There's no rush at all.
Thank you.
Coach
Very
Luckett, Brad, sorry, I keep forgetting there's two. Brad, what is it like? Your dad just alluded to you're more on the offensive side of the ball. Are you more of a push the pace type of guy, or are you more of a get your half court set, get the motion going, and then get into your offense?
Well, I think in high school, you don't really have the luxury like a college coach does of this is our system every single year, no matter what. So you kind of have to conform to the players you have and the team you have. So, and that might even change from game to game. We might be a super fast paced against one opponent, and the next opponent we may say we got to be a little bit more patient against these guys. So these guys have done a really good job of adjusting game by game and year by year as to what we need for our specific group of guys. So it's fun to, as a coach, to have to alter that from game to game or year to year or both.
But I would say this year's team likes to push the pace, and they have the athleticism to be able to do that. And we're doing that more this year than we did last year when we needed to be a little bit more patient.
Sure.
Is that more basically because y'all got like a more leadership group with the more seniors on the basketball team with 9 of them?
Well, we do have 9 seniors, but we had some last year, even though we didn't have the numbers that were our leaders. It really is based on the talent level and athleticism. If we feel like we can line up head to head with people, we've scored a lot this year on our defense, which leads to transition points. So we actually are scoring a lot more points this year than we have in the last 4 or 5 years.
Talk about your game against Briarcrest last Friday night. I know y'all got a good region win at home against Briarcrest, but talk about that one a little bit for our fans.
Well, I'll say this, when we get into league play, everybody is scouted well in league play. We won by, I think, 17 or 18 points, but it felt closer than that. Both teams did a good job of taking away the strength of the other team. So other guys have to come through. And our guys that weren't typically our top scorers had big nights. Hunter Pratt, for example, had a career high 18 points. So that gives us, an indication of we've got other people that can do some things when some other things have shut off. But I think we won the game against Briarcrest because I think our defense, they shot at 32% and they only had 14 field goals for the game. So they're a good offensive team.
Wow.
They've got what many believe is the best shooter in town and a good young point guard. And the other guys are good too.
Yeah, to go with that, I want to give a shout out to our senior Reese McMullen, who we were talking about his conditioning in that game. He had the assignment of defending Cooper Haynes, the freshman shooter that's leading the city in scoring. And he was all over him all night and then still had the conditioning to score 19 points of his own. So we were really happy with how Reese looked.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, talk about Reese real quick. I know he committed in the off season, but talk about Reese in general as a player and what kind of leader he can bring to Pennsylvania University next year.
Okay. Yeah, Reese, as an 8th grader, we talked about how he was just kind of a home run kid as he came into our school because I don't know if you guys know this, but he has a 5.4 GPA, which is crazy. He's committed to the University of Pennsylvania, accepted to the #1 business school in the world, has a chance to be our valedictorian. Obviously, he's a team captain. He scored over 1,000 points here. Really good shooter, our best defender. Great kid. Sends out texts to our team every weekend about making good decisions and wearing a mask along with our other captains. And really responsible, cares so much. Just a great kid that anybody would want at their school.
Very mature, was mature the moment he entered our building and had a dream as an 8th grader, believe it or not, to be able to play one day at an Ivy League school, and it's come true for him.
That's awesome. That is awesome. Coach, this will be my last question. When you look at Christian Brothers as a school, what is something that you could tell all of our fans, not just there in Memphis, but around the country that follow us, something that is very important to you about your school?
I think our school is very diverse. We've got kids that struggle in the classroom. We've got average students, and we've got some of the top students in the city, which leads us to be one of the schools that kind of mirror our real society. And I think that it's a school that does a fantastic job turning when they get here into men and ready to be productive people out in society. And most of all, when you graduate from Christian Brothers, your brothers take care of each other. And, you know, you may need a job one day. And if you live in a city like Dallas or something, and we've got guys spread out all over the country that help each other out with job opportunities and deals. If a guy, I heard the other day that a guy has a roofing company in Dallas. There's a guy that lived in Dallas that needed a new roof. He called an alumni and said, "Hey, can you help me?" And he went over there and gave him a great deal. So that's it's a lifelong experience that never stops, even though you were only here for 4 years.
Yeah, to piggyback off, we have over 10,000 living alumni in 48 different states. And one of the buzzwords we have around here is that we're a brotherhood. And I think that's really true. That's my favorite part of this place, is just seeing how kids care about each other and have each other's back, not just at the school, but out in the community while they're students here and then long after they're students here. And it's a really special bond and a special place. And that's why it's so easy to stay here and want to work here. So.
Let me say one more thing. We're going to celebrate our 150th year in Memphis next November. And here's something. My roommate in college, on the road anyway, was Hank McDowell. I know y'all know who Hank was. Jonathan, you for sure know who Hank was. Yeah. Well, Hank's son played for me, Jake. And one day Hank came up to me and he's, Hank went to Treadwell, and Treadwell's been around a long time, even though it's not a high school anymore. But when Hank's son was here, and Hank would come to games, football or basketball here at Christian Brothers, he would say, when I drive by my school, Treadwell, the only thing that's there that was there when I was there are the bricks. And he said, I come to Christian Brothers stuff, and you got guys coming from 20, 30 years ago back to games. Many of the faculty are still here. It's a homecoming every time you come back. And it's a shame that everybody doesn't get to experience going back to their high school and seeing some of the teachers that are still there, and going to games and seeing guys at the game that were there when you were in school. We have that opportunity here. It's really I didn't realize it. I took it for granted until I heard people say that so much, but it is a special thing.
Coach Luckett, for both of y'all, how's the renovations going on in the new gym right now?
Really good. We actually were just talking about that before. We walked a different path to get into the gym today and saw some serious progress on the backside. But we're really excited. They've already laid the foundations, and they've got the storage area up. They've got walls on both sides up, and it's apparently on schedule and supposed to be ready for September this coming year. So we can't wait to get in there. It's going to be super exciting.
Same guy that's doing it, the foreman and the company, did your beautiful gym.
Okay.
Yeah, and we've seen your gym on film, and it looks beautiful. We're excited to have a chance to play in it.
Yeah, y'all playing them on Tuesday, if I'm not mistaken, right?
That's right.
Correct. Yep.
And it's a different Bartlett team than we played earlier in the year. I know that.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was going to bring up, but I'm not going to be able to make you do the work. But I know y'all won the first game, 76-54 over Bartlett, my alum. But talk about what can y'all do to get over to another win at Bartlett next Tuesday.
Probably play one of our best games of the year. We're going to have to defend all 5 of those guys. Most of the time in high school, there's 1 or 2 guys on the floor that can help a little bit more than normal. But this is the reason we agreed to this game, and I know that Coach Real did the same reason, is it's going to make us both better down the road here. This is the kind of game that we can both build off of, because if we're going to do anything special later, we got to play people like Bartlett.
Yeah, I was going to say, just playing the tough schedule in general always gets your teams better, ready for the postseason as well.
We feel like we played some good teams. We played Houston and we played Innsworth. They're both super talented, and we think Bartlett is right there with them.
This is my last question for y'all, so y'all can get ready for practice. And again, thank y'all for your time again.
Thanks for having me.
Your favorite game as a player and a coach so far at Christian Motors?
Oh boy, that's tough. I guess I'd have to say my favorite game as a coach was when we won the state championship in '87. We were the only private school to win the state when public and private were still together. So that was really a big deal. I'd have to say that was my favorite. But golly, I could name a lot of games that weren't as important as that, where I thought we were the underdog and beat some more talented teams that were really fun.
For a player, I think this is kind of cheating, I guess. But I think the summer league games you play, and you're probably familiar with that MUS Classic you have every summer, or non-pandemic. The summer league games are just so fun. You get 2 or 3 games a day, playing great competition. There's no added stress or pressure, and it's just go play basketball. And I always loved the summer league as a player and really as a coach as well. Coaching a game, I really enjoyed our battles several years ago with Darius Garland at Brentwood Academy. We kind of had a little in-state rivalry going when we had William Douglas and Jacob Lyons, and Brentwood had Darius Garland and those guys, Oates Fall and those guys.
Yeah.
Those were a lot of fun against Hubie.
Coach, yeah.
You're on the Mount, Coach Bubba Luckett, you are definitely on the Mount Rushmore of Memphis basketball.
Well,
Like I talked about earlier,
I guess if you do it for as long as I have, you might be considered hanging around long enough, you win some games.
But again, guys, thank y'all for your time today on this Sunday afternoon. I know y'all got to prep for Tuesday against Bartlett. And like I said, thank y'all for everything that y'all do for the city of Memphis, for high school basketball in general. Y'all stay safe, stay well. And good luck Tuesday. And I look forward to seeing y'all down the road, hopefully soon.
Thank you both for having us.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir. Y'all have a great day. And 4 Star Sports Show